Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly, 27th November 2018. It's November, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Peddlers Marketing, the digital marketing agency that helps small businesses go digital. My name is Sean.
I'm JK.
Christina here.
This week, LinkedIn caught using non-users' emails to buy ads on Facebook. Google is under fire for creating a censored search engine. Facebook is losing patience over its critics. WhatsApp closes the loop in Snapchat copycat with ephemeral messaging. And yeah, that's all.
Wow, 3 only.
It's a short week because it's Black Friday.
Oh, sorry.
It's Black Friday, it's Cyber Monday, it's 11/11, all that kind of stuff.
What's it got to do with short and black?
Nobody's got time to write social media articles.
Ain't no... we ain't no time for that. We ain't nobody got time for that.
We be shopping.
That's the meme one that you put in the
Yo,
meme.
then like that, usually my useless now.
Oh.
Birdie.
Because I did the fourth one, then no more already. He didn't even get to talk. Okay, like I'll give you the ending, like, Social Media Weekly podcast is available.
Yeah. You can do that. Okay, LinkedIn was caught using non-users' emails to buy ads on Facebook. This is the first time LinkedIn has ever appeared in our Social Media Weekly. Oh wait, there's another one that I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh,
yeah, you didn't get it. He's useful again. Alright, back to the story. Focus. These ads are actually targeted ads for non-users of LinkedIn to join the network. So what LinkedIn was doing was they actually bought a bunch of emails, 18 million email addresses, and they want to use it to target Facebook users who are not using Facebook.
LinkedIn or Facebook.
Who are not using LinkedIn,
Okay.
to go and use LinkedIn, right? So when they didn't say that these bunch of 18 million email addresses were obtained from Facebook, but if you take one and one and put them together, you can make the sense, right? It's like they buy 18 million emails from somewhere so they can advertise to on Facebook, and they tally their 18 million email addresses against the LinkedIn addresses that they have, and they find that let's say they buy like 50 million, right? And then they found out that 18 million are the ones that are not using LinkedIn.
Okay.
Then they tell Facebook, they say, I want to do a marketing campaign with this.
Oh.
And then they run a Facebook ad, and that ad is to get people to use LinkedIn.
Oh, is it confirmed or not?
Yeah, it was actually found out by Ireland's Data Protection Commissioner in 2017 when they are preparing for the GDPR thing. I think it's called GDPR. Yeah.
GDPR stuff lah, okay.
Yeah.
In
So and
2017.
yeah, 2017.
It's the end of 2018.
Yes. So the GDPR was passed. GDPR is actually Europe's Data Protection Act thing, where it says that there are certain regulations that all tech companies should put on should apply whenever they are dealing with our user information. So because this thing happened before the GDPR passed, LinkedIn was not fined. So they were not fined because all the other companies, right, that was caught with this issue, they are fined. Some money was paid as a fine, right? But LinkedIn was not fined because this happened before GDPR came into effect. Of course, they did apologize, but as usual, they will apologize and go back to doing the same thing after that.
Same
Did any of you see the LinkedIn ad?
No.
Do you see LinkedIn ad? Do you have a LinkedIn account?
I already have a LinkedIn account, so maybe that's why.
But I'm not a heavy user of LinkedIn lah. Maybe that's why.
Maybe you're registered using a different
No.
email address, the same one?
Same.
Okay. Maybe it's not in this category.
Oh well. Alright, so moving on next. Snap plans to make money using AR lenses. They announced a partner program to allow brands use their AR lenses and pay for the service. It will build digital product placements on the brand's behalf by superimposing those content onto users from your face and also the person. The company hopes to bring 100 plus creator on board over the next few months. So based on this one, is it like the dog image again?
Remember last
Basically,
time.
those came from Snapchat actually.
Remember last time we did a cover on Snapchat on their AR lenses, the one with the horror house.
Okay.
Remember that time? And remember also we talked about how Snapchat can make money out of it in the sense that they can actually collaborate with brands and like makeup
Okay,
companies. Like makeup companies can put like lipstick
Make
color
it,
and stuff like that. And so they're actually doing this and they are trying to work with brands and try to monetize this way instead of putting ads everywhere like what Facebook is
So
doing.
people can see how they wear, like like for instance earrings, so they can see the earrings.
Yeah, they see how the
Or the
earring looks
hats,
like.
or the glasses.
But then
Yeah.
my
They heard
Instagram
us.
story.
They heard us.
Maybe,
They
yeah,
pay
maybe.
commission.
Truly, it's a free advertising on their platform, so they used it.
Yeah. But then Instagram stories, they had a few of like those bigger brands like Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
So
I think maybe they would have done that and
maybe
and-
they've seen that.
yeah, they would have seen that as well. perhaps. But Instagram doesn't seem to be trying to push for that very hard. They're
As
still
everyone, yeah.
Well,
they're still stuck with
Instagram.
advertisements.
Well, Instagram Facebook is currently very busy with the politics now. I don't think they have time for innovation.
That is very true.
They have their own shit to fix now.
That is very true.
Haven't cleaned yet.
But it'd be very nice, right? Imagine if you have like a t-shirt or a bag or earrings or
I mean, you can do you
Some
can use
weird
virtual
colour.
window shopping using
Yes,
your, so
yeah.
you're like don't know some shops in the then people probably see you from that reality where you're spinning
Yeah.
here and there. Actually, you're trying out this.
That'll be you, right, JK? That'll be
What the
you.
hell is we actually you're trying out this.
No, this would be the perfect ad. Okay, this is how it would look like, right? Imagine a high-rise building, a full glass high-rise building, right? So someone is working in the desk at night, and then you look across the other building. It's all dark except for one room which is brightly lit, and JK is there dancing circles.
Actually, I'm not dancing. I'm just checking out my
And this guy's like has no idea what he's doing, but
Yeah.
JK is actually shopping for princess clothing.
yeah, or high heels lah,
Must buy
whatever.
with ass hook one.
Huh?
You must buy a ring and ass hook.
Oh my god, so annoying. Oh my god,
Your char kway teow.
so annoying.
Okay, Google is under fire for creating a censored search engine. Google has never. Okay, I need to enlarge this thing.
It's actually 250.
I think you need
Doing it as well.
glasses.
Google has never been able to get into China because they always reject the idea of search engine that censors information. But recently, after long conversation, Google.
After long consideration.
After long consideration, Google has decided to backtrack on its initial moral code. Project Dragonfly, wow, of all names,
Dragonfly.
plans to bring
Oh,
a
yeah,
special.
Project Dragonfly.
Why?
No.
Dragon being China, fly being to fly in China.
I thought they have some
dragonfly.
syllabus of insect from their projects.
Yeah,
Project Project Kettle Bee.
I don't know, I'm just simply
or-
shooting. But it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Kinda.
I don't know.
Plans to bring a special and less open version of their search engine into China. This goes against every fiber of Google's unofficial but strongly held code of don't be evil. They broke this long time ago. I thought they took this down already.
I have no idea.
Well, unofficially, it was still a Google thing.
Yeah.
Don't be evil, yeah.
People are so afraid that Google may end up sharing personal information gathered from the people to the Chinese government in order to stay in favor. Well, true. There are counter arguments stating that Google's position in China is to influence the people's demand for an open internet.
So there are two arguments to this. One is that Google going into China is them accepting the fact that in order to profit, they have to break away from their moral code of don't be evil. So they are going to create a special version of their search engine that will not contain information like the Tiananmen Square incident and stuff like that. So the Chinese people will not be able to know. They cannot Google a history that is against human rights in China, and they cannot find anything in that nature in China itself.
It's like altering text.
Yes, this is what people are saying that they will do, because I'm pretty sure they will do that, because when you go into China, you have to play by China's rules, and one of China's rules is, no matter how democratic China is, it is not a democracy. It is controlled.
Yep.
It's super
It's like
autocratic.
dictatorship.
Yeah, it's like it's in a mask, you know. So Google will definitely be censoring quite a bit of the stuff. So then this argument says that they are going against every fiber of what Google is created for, the whole open and free internet, open and free information, and things like that. And they might also end up taking in and then giving information to the Chinese government just so that they can stay
In the Chinese.
in China, stay operating in China. Mind you, this is the same Google, right, that actually went to the extent of scanning every single page of every single book in a library, because they believe that books should be
Tabulated.
free.
Oh. Wow, go page by page.
Yeah, because I read a book about Google's early days, right? They say that who was that girl who went to Yahoo? Marissa Mayer? She was the person in charge of using a handheld scanner, sitting down with every single paperback book, scanning page by page.
one.
Yeah, they scan page by page and they upload every single page onto the Google search engine. So people can actually search. You can actually type out any sentence in the Google search bar, right? And you can find that book that has the content.
The information is informed.
Yeah, so that was how far they went in order to make information free.
They scan, they can they can search the keywords.
Yeah, they can search. They can actually.
The scanner
they have an
can
algorithm that
detect.
compute images that contain words and translate them into words.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the same Google that went from here to actually building a website for China that heavily censors everything that the Chinese government don't want them to see. There is another argument that states that they say that in order for Google to have any influence in creating like an open internet, free information, they have to first be in China first. And then they can start to lobby for it, or they can start to like slowly push it in. And when people start demanding for it, they can be the first one to actually give it to people. So they want to be in there to fight for human rights lah, in a sense.
By giving information.
Yeah. So that is the two arguments that.
Fighting poison with poison. Me too, Gong Tu. Thanks. Never mind. Anyways, let's talk about Facebook. That one more fails.
So Facebook is losing patience over its critics. First, Zuckerberg asked all their employees to switch from iPhones to Android devices.
He did that.
He said it was because there were more Android users worldwide than iPhone. But critics insisted he did this as a retaliation of Tim Cook's response to the Facebook privacy scandals earlier this year.
So
In an interview by Kara Swisher of Recode last March, Cook was asked, "What would you do if you were Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg?" His answer was, "I wouldn't be in this situation." Cook went on to explain that Facebook should have regulated itself and prevented this from happening. Then just last weekend, Facebook admitted to hiring a research group to investigate billionaire George Soros. This came as a reaction to Soros attacking the company in January at Davos, calling it a menace to society.
So yeah, we have never seen this version of Facebook before. It's the version of Facebook that says, "Screw you guys, we have power and we will, if you don't like us, we will retaliate," that kind of thing.
We'll run the world.
Got money.
Who run the world? Facebook.
In a way, Zuckerberg was right. in a way, Zuckerberg is right because there are more Android device users.
Yeah.
There are more Android device users than iPhone users worldwide. And historically, Android devices, the Facebook app on Android devices has never been as polished as iPhone because all the people in Facebook office use iPhone, so they don't have first-hand like alpha tests, testers for Android devices.
They
Yes,
all use an iPhone.
yes, they all use iPhone. All Americans use iPhone because it's the patriotic thing to do.
The Apple.
Speaking of which, I just read an article this morning. Donald Trump is going to impose a 10% tax on all iPhones and MacBooks because they are made in China.
That's very childish though.
He is?
Yeah, he is a very
Like-
childish person.
Begin with.
He is a very childish.
Oh, China 我跟你作对 10%
I don't want to offend you already.
10% now. Don't care.
Then what happened was earlier this year when this whole Cambridge Analytica scandal happened, right? Kara Swisher had an interview with Tim Cook, and she asked Tim Cook, right, what would you do if you're in this situation? Tim Cook just says, I will not be in this situation. Yeah, so it was kind of like
So cool.
stepping on Mark Zuckerberg in a way, saying that you're not matured enough, and you cannot handle your company properly and things like that.
And get your shit together.
Yeah, you can't get your shit together. And then George Soros also said the same thing, and then now they're doing the same. I really think that they are going out on a limb to actually try to
Bring down Facebook.
bring down people who criticize Facebook. I mean, it's not wrong for people to criticize Facebook. I mean, all companies held on to a certain duty to their users, and if they fall short of the user expectation, then they deserve to be criticized. And all you can do is just to be humble and say, I'm sorry, we will do better. But no, this guy, he goes and asks everyone to use Android, and then they go and this is even freakier because why? This George Soros case, right? They are somehow in a way pinning this employment of this special research group to investigate George Soros. They're pinning this thing on Sheryl Sandberg. So Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of the company, Sheryl Sandberg's position in the company now is quite shaky because of this.
She might get fired.
Yeah, she might get fired.
Never mind lah.
Find a job.
Allow it. He can probably pay you like what? Your allowance. Your allowance. Well, next.
Okay. WhatsApp closes the loop in Snapchat copycat with ephemeral messaging. There will come a day when Snapchat will only be remembered as the company that sacrificed itself to create the new age social media. Everything permanent was created by companies before Facebook, but made popular by Facebook. Then everything ephemeral was created by Snapchat, excuse me, but made popular by Facebook and its brands. If we have so little trust in humanity to share positivity in a permanent way, then the only other option is to have everything disappear in 24 hours. In that way, we will remember nothing.
Wow, so
it's
poetic.
So, oh my god. Can we stop for a while?
Let's pause for a while to process this.
Whoa.
I remember nothing now. So right.
Yeah, but going to this, right? It's true that everything ephemeral is created by Snapchat, like the ephemeral chat, the ephemeral video, the ephemeral images shared, and all that kind of stuff. Before Snapchat came about, everything kind of lasts forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything in Snapchat and Instagram, everything in Facebook and Instagram and Friendster and all that, MySpace and everything, they all last forever for as long as the company still exists. Snapchat was the one that came out and said, hey, people don't want permanent stuff. They prefer stuff that
Don't last
disappears.
forever.
Yeah, they don't last forever. And to be honest, when I started using Snapchat, it was very uneasy for me because I have the habit of reading the text that comes in and then just glancing, not knowing what it is, so that after I finish my drive or something, I will have a look at it and the text will still be there. But it will not. Once you open it and it disappears right after, and you have to ask Snapchat.
Oh, the picture one is it?
No, it works
No,
with
the
pictures. It works
text.
with text.
Text can disappear.
Yeah, text will
Oh my
disappear.
god, I was like, oh my god.
So it's actually very difficult for me to get used to this because I have to ask that person.
You forget.
Yeah, what did you say again the other day, or what did you say again just now, and everything like that.
There's no record.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
Guilty of that too.
verbal communication is like that. You forget, and then they will ask, "Hey, the other day, what was it that you said?"
Actually
Stuff
quite
like that.
true lah. Do you remember what we said yesterday? Probably forgotten it, right? Yeah, it's like it comes and it goes.
So the idea of trolling and fake news and viral stuff and all the kind of bad stuff that happens online is because people can actually take and share what you create, even if when you wrote it, it was out of like temporary spite or you're damn angry and you just like blurt out something. I mean, we're humans, this happens to us,
Yeah.
right? So, but because you post it on Twitter, it becomes forever. Someone
Retweet.
can retweet
Can
and it
retweet.
retweets and it retweets, and you post something on Facebook and then it gets reshared and everything like that.
It's even worse in Tumblr. You cannot. You have to find every post and
But what
I was
is
like,
spread,
can you please remove it because you cannot. You remove the original one, you won't remove the whole thing.
Each one search 100咯。
But yeah, so by making things ephemeral, you prevent this MLM thing from happening, right? You prevent it from happening. At the very most, okay, yes, you can do screenshots and everything like that. Those can come out, but
Mini
of course you
LMS.
can argue those kind of stuff, right? But beyond that, things cannot go viral, and that temporary stories and everything comes the same way as well. WhatsApp is doing this. They are announcing ephemeral messaging.
Really?
So
Our message will go missing?
so we will potentially have message on WhatsApp that will go missing,
In 24 hours.
maybe, or right after you. There is no
So fast.
specific. There is no specific statement on how long it will last and stuff like that. Only news we have from TechCrunch was that they are planning to announce it very soon.
So,
Maybe
Okay
you
lah.
need to pay in order to keep.
is this the revival of email?
So,
probably
black and white.
So yeah, exactly right.
Maybe
Yeah.
WhatsApp business don't have lah, but normal WhatsApp has it lah.
I don't know, because right now, like, what we do is we use WhatsApp as the default texting with our clients because they will not download another app to use. If they can use Discord, we'll be happy to use Discord with them.
But apparently no.
But they don't use Discord, so we will use WhatsApp with them.
Probably like the starting opening of that, what the hell?
I hope you bring pizza.
Or like spawning robot hamsters.
Discord has the
But then
best.
WhatsApp already has a feature to delete messages even
Yeah.
though it's 13 hours later.
Yeah.
So
So I guess
I don't think
email
it'll
will be
be-
coming back.
maybe.
Should have lah. I mean, you
I
will
don't-
have one
yeah.
for formality wise and one for just like quick message.
I would think it makes more sense for them to have to introduce ephemeral texting on Instagram instead of
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
yeah.
Because
okay.
Instagram already has ephemeral images and videos
Exactly.
that disappear, right?
But not WhatsApp. Lah.
Yeah, but it's weird to have, because WhatsApp is more most people use it in a very official context for work and things like that, so people have like tracking and everything.
Exactly.
And then you want to bring ephemeral texting, which doesn't make sense.
It will only chase people away.
But WhatsApp business, I mean WhatsApp itself only, frankly speaking, it's only us that's using it for formality wise lah.
Yes, mostly
only
yeah.
Malaysian.
Mostly-
Malaysia and Singapore.
Maybe, and
So
maybe
very-
more nationalities, which we don't know, but they are the first group of people who adopted the chat platform, the first chat platform, which was WhatsApp, not
Yeah.
the first, but
The first free one.
the first free and most hyped up one, most widely used one, and then it slowly evolved into like, oh, since you're using WhatsApp, let's create a group for this, let's create a group for that, and then create a group for everything.
Okay, the group
Everything.
the group is disbanded already anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So and like you guys said, right, it doesn't make sense to have it ephemeral now that so many people are using for business.
Well, we'll see how.
Yeah.
Malaysia changed only, doesn't impact the whole world.
So you can go to WeChat Line and start sticker.
Make your own sticker and sell.
I see Morton House sticker.
He's gonna have a lot of stickers soon.
You guys don't know that WhatsApp have stickers now, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You can actually make your own customized stickers as well. You can take a picture of yourself, crop out the corner, and then share it out as a sticker. People can download your sticker and use it as their sticker.
Well, technically, all phones now have our own
That is true.
stickers.
Well,
Alright, so that's it for this week. Social Media Weekly podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. Our full videos are available on YouTube, and we post bits and clips on Instagram and Facebook as well. As you notice, this is the first episode in a long time that we are shooting in landscape because we gave up on IGTV because nobody watched IGTV anyway. So yes, back on the more comfortable one. They're not wearing shoes. No, they are all wearing shoes. All right. Thank you very much and see you next week. My name is Sean.
I'm JK.
I'm Rehan.
Christina here.
Yujun.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.